Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the X Factor. I guess it is echoing a little bit. Anyway, let's get on with it. Tonight we have two special people. We have psychic Rebecca Yazinski and psychic artist Angela Bully, who we all know. And welcome both of you ladies. It's wonderful to have you on. Reggie wants me to do the talking for some reason, so we'll try to see if we can't go ahead and work that out. Anyway, to start it out, we were talking about possible topics for discussion tonight. And what was the consensus, Reggie?
I was letting you guys decide.
Okay, what would you guys like to start out with? And let's take it that way.
What's it like to work as a psychic medium on missing persons cases?
There you go. Uh, Rebecca, do you want to start out or Angela? It's up to you guys.
You start,
That
Rebecca.
puts you on the spot, Rebecca. I apologize.
Um, so as far as working with like missing and murdered people, so I started an intense investigation with the Route 8 murders, and that's near the Naugatuck River area. And when I first arrived at the scene on Campbell Road, the first girl to communicate with me, her name was Brianna, by the way, and her body was found, her skull only, in 2020, around that time. And I started to pick up on her emotions and started to see the things that were occurring with her. And over time, in investigating that area, I was getting a lot of feedback on the girls. And one of the other victims was speaking out. Her name was Karen. And she was telling me what had occurred to her, and she was telling me where she was located. And then I also started to get a vision where I felt like I was being dragged. And I knew that was related to one of the girls. And I also felt myself being strangled. And two of the girls were strangled. They still try to communicate with me. I would say, what's it like to communicate with them? Sometimes it can be very draining. Sometimes it can be a lot of emotions. You just have to always try to, keep yourself protected, stay strong. I always try my best to help them the best I can, and whatever comes through. I'm still getting like clues from everywhere. There's also another missing girl that's been coming forward, and her name is Robin Murphy, and she's been missing since 1985. And I believe that her body is still in that diving site area. It's in like the Southbury area. And I've been getting some clues on that. And I get this psychic feeling that there's a necklace, and she has a necklace, and she's wearing a necklace, and that necklace is there. For me, I'm also an empath. I don't just have psychic abilities, and I'm constantly growing and trying to understand myself. I don't claim to know it all. I try to learn from other people like myself, because I feel like the more that we join together, the stronger that we become.
That is very profound.
Judging
What you
by
said.
the facial expression of Angela, I'm guessing that you're feeling something there.
Not sure I can relate to much of what she's saying, because I've worked on some cases and worked on, you and I, Reggie, worked together.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I get images. I see scenes in my head, and I will get sensations. And then other times it will be so extreme that I have to disassociate so I don't get overwhelmed with the feelings that I'm experiencing. On an investigation I went to at a prison in Indiana, that one in Indiana, this old county jail, that was the first jail in that particular county in Warsaw County in Indiana. I was doing a walkthrough on it, and I got to the second floor. I felt like I literally had been shot dead center chest, and I fell to the floor. And the woman that was leading me through the building started asking me questions right away, like, who are you? What year is it?
Yeah.
And I answered Annie. I gave her the year 1910, I believe it was, the year I gave her. And I told her I got shot. And, my boyfriend shot me, shot and killed me, and then he had shot himself. She was independently, verified all of that because there was a solved case that in that time frame, her and this woman and her boyfriend put her up to trying to write bad checks from her father's bank. And she insisted that she was innocent and that she was coerced in this. And when she was being held in prison at the jail, she was being let out to use the restroom at the outhouse. He walked up and shot her in the chest, then he shot her in the head, and then he shot himself. And I felt the gunshot. It felt so real that it knocked me off my feet. It was
So I guess where the overwhelmed part is at times, and again, I know how to handle it. I'm an empath, and I like to work with stones and things like that. But when I see images, when I'm mentioning images, I'm meaning that I see psychically. Like I can see the spirits that come through, and I've had visions and things like that.
Yes, I've got them different ways too. There's a case that I was working on another podcast where once a month we look for missing people, and there's a group of psychics get together and we answer questions, and we ask questions of them. In this particular case, a missing Native woman, young girl, 18. The first thing I saw, I had a vision in front of me that I was looking over a city, and I recognized the city. I'm like, that's Guadalajara, Mexico. That's where she was taken, and she was kidnapped. And I got the impression that her stepmother had some involvement in this, some history, and there's trafficking and there's gangs involved. And they took her over the border, took her into Guadalajara, where she was held, and then she was taken, driven out further out, shot, and left for dead. And the majority of the psychics got similar impressions. I was the only one that named a city and location. And towards the end of the podcast, the host was saying the FBI had put out a bulletin on this person saying, if you have any information, go to your nearest consulate, meaning that the FBI believed that she was out of the country, that she'd been taken over the border, and she was taken out of North Carolina. So I do get visions as well, and it was very tragic to watch all of this. My heart broke for her because the media didn't really pay attention to her because she's a Native American woman, and they just didn't care, and it was very sad. And I've also had victims and killers come in together as well. I've had that happen a couple of times. There was an investigation I was doing up in Massillon and Ohio. And this particular area is known for the reformatory. I believe it's in Massillon, correct, Greg? The Ohio State Reformatory?
Is what?
It's located in Massillon, Ohio? Or is it?
Mansfield.
Mansfield, okay. Yeah, I was actually in Mansfield, not Massillon. I get them mixed up. But in Mansfield. So I was doing the investigation up there. And before I even get to location, spirits will come from me. That's how I started painting portraits. I paint portraits of spirits that were coming to me. So I had this I did the portrait of the spirit was coming. It was a corrupt judge. I did his portrait. I brought it with me, and I'm told nothing ahead of time. Just wide share with people, so I don't even know where I'm going. I don't even know the address where I'm going. We get there, and he starts talking about his Italian mother, that there was Italian organized crime in the area at that time, back when Teddy Roosevelt had been inaugurated as president. And also came to me from that location was this 18-year-old who was a young man who was murdered. He was literally sawn in half um, with a machine they used to split logs with back then at a sawmill. And what had happened was he, the murderer also came through together with him. The murderer explained that he had been at this mill working in a sawmill for many years. He had a lot of experience in this business. The owner of the sawmill decided to make his 18-year-old nephew the manager of the mill, and it made him furious. So he got the 18-year-old drunk, so he passed out, took him in the middle of the night, released the brake, sawed him in half down this way. I did the portrait like half a skeleton. And this particular victim was really arrogant, really full of himself. And I could see what he was doing at the location. He was creating hallucinations. That's how he was harassing the person that was living in that building at the time. And one of the things I was seeing, I saw this fly on my water bottle. I'm like, no way, I've seen a giant fly on my water bottle. I'm going to set this aside. I set it aside. I go back into my apartment. My apartment's completely clean. There's no bugs. There's no flies, nothing. I walk into the kitchen, step out of the kitchen, turn around for a moment, and my whole kitchen was filled with flies, and there were flies dropping out of the light fixture, not out of the ceiling, out of the light bulb, dropping down. And my kitchen was filled with flies in an instant. And that part of it wasn't an hallucination. I had to clean up the flies. But when I got to this location, the woman that was being haunted there kept saying that he would induce hallucinations for her. She would climb up at the ceiling, and she was looking at to see if there's any leaks up there. And it's a false ceiling, so it's a drop ceiling. So she just pulled a tile up to look under there, and she says, all this old wallpaper and all of this back there, you can see the original ceiling. And somebody else went right up there after her, looked up, and there was only wires and ductwork. There was no evidence of the original ceiling.
So for both of you guys,
Mm-hmm.
doing the work that you do, how do you cope? How do you handle some of these details that you come up with on a daily basis? Besides, your training, is there anything else that you bring into play as far as special tools or little tricks that you, and I'm using that word lightly. It's not being respectful enough when we're dealing with somebody that's deceased. But
Mhm.
my point is that there has to be something where you could sort of get rid of some of this built up anxiety that you get yourselves when you're dealing with this. And if there's anything that you can share with some of the people in the audience, Rebecca, I'll start with Rebecca first, Angela. And if there is, let us know, please.
So I like to work with different types of crystals that work on keeping me balanced and keeping my energies and emotion balanced and clear. And I also focus on grounding and shielding and centering my energy and keeping that all aligned. And I do a lot of smudging, like with sage, and I keep my area around me smudged so that the energy that's around me when I'm sensing something, I'm not constantly having that coming in or affecting me.
So if there's something overwhelming besides that, is there any other thing that you would add to that? Something that you run into once in a million. You know what I mean? Everybody, when you go into this, everybody has an idea where they're at and how they're going to handle it and things. And with your basic tools of the trade, in other words, when you get to that very end, if there's ever any of these times that you do hit something that is extremely overwhelming, do you call out to your guides?
Yes, I always call my guides, especially when I cleanse my area or when I'm working with something, because they always end up helping me out, especially when I'm trying to seek out the information that I'm looking for. And I always call my angels too. I always call them in to help out, especially if it's something that may be negative that I'm facing.
Okay. You know, that's the thing that I think comes into play that a lot of people need to understand is there's a lot of things besides what you can read in a book. And you know, when the ladies talk about this now, they're bringing that up to a T, and that's what I like to see. You know, with the people that we're bringing here. And Angela, okay, you want to add to that and bring out your own ideas?
Sure. I mean, I do similar things, but I also try to step aside and be objective, which is you disengage your emotions. But then I will also connect with them and sometimes embrace it and dive into it. Let me feel those emotions. Let me feel what you went through, and just embrace it and accept what I'm experiencing. For example, one of the victims of Dahmer, and Dahmer himself came through, and I did a painting based on that. The painting was a way of to release all of these emotions mixed together. There's the psychological um, nature of Dahmer's illnesses. He had numerous psychological illnesses. There was a very strong sense of dizziness, of realities always shifting for him, in the sense that nobody cared. Nobody cared to intervene on his behalf early on in his childhood that would have stopped this, but nobody even tried to stop him. Even the police gave one of his victims back to him. And one of his previous unknown victims came through, and he helped me. He actually let me experience that full fear, the full realization that I'm not going to get away, that incredible, overwhelming fear of, I'm powerless in this person's hands, and that horror. And I put it out into art. I mean, even before I was doing this, connecting the art, using art psychically, I was using art emotionally, just like you would use journaling, and have my expressions, my emotions, everything be in that artwork as a way of releasing emotions. And once it's on the canvas, it's done. And people will resonate and relate to those emotions that you put out there on the canvas. It's a way to release canvas because you put it on, release emotions because you put it in a very visual language that can be understood. Just the same way as music, certain types of music have an emotional release for people. If they're feeling sad, and then they're going to listen to some sad music, or they're feeling angry, they're going to listen to music that resonates with anger to help release that. And I journal and I talk to my guides, and I also do out of body. So when I will leave my body and visit heaven when I need to take a really serious time out, and I don't have the option of going somewhere else. I don't have the option of, I still have to go to work in the morning. I still have to do my other things. I will leave my body and just go to heaven freely, and they will have a room for me up there, or a place, or a meadow, or a field that I can just relax in and try to disengage from everything for a while.
So that's really amazing. I know that when you do talk about something that nasty, if I could use that word, that's something that's just so overwhelming for a lot of people where they can't even start to comprehend what somebody's even talking about when they're saying some of this stuff. That there's people that have a very, very, very large heart, and it's hard for them to handle those kinds of things. And those are the people that definitely shouldn't go ahead and get into the things that we're talking about here. This is a special gift that was given to you guys, and you're using every tool in the trade plus your own ideas to go ahead and come up with protection for yourselves. Now, to take it from there and say, go ahead and give everybody a little idea what the last real case was that you guys worked on, and what were some of the results that you came up with, Rebecca?
I'm still working on it because I'm still getting signs from them, but it would be the Naugatuck river case with the girls. I still get messages from them and from Brianna. She still comes through.
Okay.
That would be the last one, and then Robin Murphy.
And who was Rebecca, and then, or excuse me, who's Robin Murphy?
She was a missing lady who was murdered and killed, and we believe her body is in the Salisbury diving site river area.
So there's a lot. This seems to be a lot of people that are left in that location.
In the Naugatuck area, yes. But I got one of the spirits to move on.
Is there any particular reason that you can come up with of why they're all being left in that area?
Because some spirits take a while to move on. It depends on what they're going through and if they're still in a specific state.
Okay. Angela?
I think I already talked about earlier. My most recent one was I was on Grizzlies on the Hunt podcast, and he had introduced a missing girl, 18-year-old girl who had disappeared. He was very enthusiastic about her work at Walmart, and she was never ever late. And that day they found her van in a field, and she never showed up for work. And I got everything happened the night before, that this was staged, and these were experienced traffickers. They knew what they were doing, and the person knew how to stage this. And I got that there was more being covered up than what was being revealed, because there was some connection with a corrupt law enforcement officer. Well, I was seeing all this, and then I saw the city. I saw the city where she would take, and I instantly knew it was Guadalajara, Mexico. And then towards the end of the podcast, the host came on and said that the FBI had put out, if you have any information about this missing persons case, see your nearest consulate, your USA consulate, meaning that the FBI believed that she had been taken out of the country. And I believe she was taken to Guadalajara, and I was the only one in the group that mentioned that, because I saw the city. We all hit on the same types of things. This was staged, this was corruption, there was trafficking involved, there was relatives, there's various gangs involved in this. And also police. There were some people trying to protect her and some people trying to get to her, and that she put up a fight. She was held in captivity, and then she was taken outside of Guadalajara and shot execution style in the back of the head and left in a dry riverbed. When I was seeing, she was left in a dry riverbed, and they barely covered her up out there.
Wow. The tools and everything, and when you guys talked about going ahead and using the sage and everything, is there any particular type of sage that you prefer, Rebecca?
I like using different kinds of sage, but I like using white sage a lot.
Okay. Angela?
And I don't use sage, anything like that. I am a Reiki practitioner, so I just bring in Reiki energy, and which clears everything very well. I do have a very large piece of labradorite that's about as big as my head sitting next to my bedstand.
I love Labradorite. I have a huge chunk over near my kitchen. You'd love it.
I love labradorite. It's
one of my favorites. And I have all these bracelets I never wear that are Labradorite, and I'm like, why don't I ever wear these?
I love it. It protects you. It helps with your psychic energies, and it keeps you protected. I don't have to worry about anything coming up at night. I do have selenite as well, so I was using crystals. The Reiki really, really helps. I just open up and I'll ask my guides, okay, what color ray do I need to bring in for myself? Don't let me know, and I'll bring in that color. So bring in this color, bring in angels, bring in this color, Blessed Mother God, bring in this color, bring it through my being, and it just rebalances everything and puts everything back in perspective.
That's why I had asked that, because I know number one would be white. And then from white, I would say that it would be, to me, a combination.
Mm-hmm. And a
And-
combination of colors, yeah.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
working with crystals. I have
Yeah,
so
no,
many
it-
crystals.
This is pretty funny, but usually there's a lady that's in the audience, and her name is Barbara. And Barbara, I always have this big kick about going ahead and bringing up to Barbara the fact that she has bought so many crystals that she's going to have the floors in her home re-supported because her floor's going to fall through. Okay, and
That's funny.
It's just one of those jokes. And then when you talk about labradorite this big, that's a pretty heavy chunk of stone.
Yeah.
How much have you ever weighed those?
I think the labradorite probably weighs, I would guess, about 7 to 8 pounds.
7 to 8 pounds
Mm-hmm.
for a piece this big,
Yeah, it's
like a
pretty
head.
dense. It's a dense stone. It's also in the quartz family, so it's got a beautiful sheen to it, and it's beautiful, reflective.
I love the flashiness to it.
Yes, like a
Like
peacock.
those-
Beautiful color.
For
Now
everybody,
you guys,
for everybody that doesn't know it, there it is. There,
Mhm.
I don't
Beautiful.
see if you can see it or not, but
Oh, that's a pretty piece.
Yeah.
it's just a chunk.
Hmm.
But it was from a friend of ours who does a show, and she sells stones, and that's Sacred Sandy. And she's on Facebook, and she does readings too. But I've only dealt with her because she's the only one I've ever known, really. And you try to stick with somebody that really understands. She understands what she's doing, and I feel safe with her when I'm making a purchase. And she always saves things for us too, and she does a great job. So you're up in Connecticut, correct? Okay. How long ago did you start your journey as far as your gifts were concerned?
Since I was a young girl, I was
Yeah.
seeing flickers of light. I would have premonitions in my dreams. Things would happen that I would know beforehand. Spirits would talk to me in my dreams. Like things would just. It started to build up over time. I started to understand what was going on.
That's pretty. That's Angela. When did you start out? And I'm not talking about collecting $100.
Oh God!
Speaking of which, you guys, first off, the echo should be gone now. I gave in and put a headset on. I don't know if you can hear in the background.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Can you hear anything in the background?
No.
At a very low volume, I've turned on the ink box, and this room is filling up. I even heard Octavia's name come across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know who Octavia is. Everybody's calling this.
But I posted that comment Virgil made about how Greg is better looking, and almost instantly the word attractive came through on the ink box.
Oh wow!
They're like, hey, they're talking. So I plugged in my second microphone. I got the ink box rolling, my EVP recorder on. If we decide we want to, because they're talking, man, they are talking.
We can, but he made a reference to Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't look like Jeffrey Dahmer. I hope.
No, he was just saying the results came in that Greg is better looking.
Than Jeffrey.
He made a few different comments.
Yeah. That's okay, Virgil. Liz Milane from Scotland has left for the evening because it's so late over there, I guess. So she put a couple of comments in here, and she's a great person too. But there's some other people here that we should mention, and I'm just going to go down and mention it, and we'll just take a little breather as far as thoughts are concerned, because it's important to recognize these people. We got Lisa Myers, we got Brandon Cooper, my shaman, Johnny Mariner, Jimmy Corpse,
Hi, Kimmy.
Lisa Myers again, Johnny Mariner, Anthony is in the room,
Hi, Anthony.
Lisa Myers, Virgil Kane,
Hi, Virgil. You got the coolest name.
Debbie Wallace Hagan, Pedro Cardoza. I think he's a friend. Isn't he a friend of Anthony's?
Yeah, and of mine.
Okay.
He's been on a podcast last week.
Was he?
With me.
Was he on the one that I was on that time?
I don't think so. I think it was last Tuesday.
Journey Through the Gate, Paranormal
That
Portal podcast.
Journey Through the Gate is Cisco Murdoch.
Oh, Cisco. How are you? Great lady. Awesome lady. So thank you all for being here. And now that we'll get back on the course of where we're at. Reggie, do you have any questions?
No, I'm like
Do you want to start?
listening to them.
We can start asking
Okay.
him questions to the box.
Do you want to listen to some of that, everybody?
Mhm.
I don't know where Carol Garcia is. Did you mention her? Is she here?
No, I didn't see Carol.
Because I know she loves this stuff.
Yeah. She'll probably be on in a couple minutes when she hears it. That's for sure. She's from New Jersey, Carol. I don't know, Becca, if you know her or not. She's from, I want to say she's from New Jersey. She's a great lady, too. There's a lot of great people that come in
Check.
here. Reggie's.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't know how loud I was.
Well, I don't want my hair to stand straight up anymore.
Am I that loud?
You know that commercial they used to do where the guy was sitting in the chair and his thigh was going backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Check.
Who's the Facebook user? You gotta give them permission to use. Is this? I'm trying to figure out who this is. 4 a.m. is coming soon. I think I'm.
It's Courtney.
Yeah, it is Courtney. Harris, probably, yeah. Welcome, Courtney. Like your new hairdo. I don't think anybody else is going to say anything on the show about it, but I will. Lisa says your mouth aren't matching the sound. Can you see me?
And yes, that.
Yeah, we can see you, Lisa.
Where were you last night, Lisa?
You know she was at the casino.
Yeah, she probably. And so was no.
Hi.
We could start asking questions. So you working on cases in there.
Hi.
He's the champion.
I want to ask if any of these victims would like to come through and talk through on real calls and see if they have anything new to add.
Actually, a quarter.
Are you guys able to hear this clearly? On your end, is it too loud?
No, it's not too loud. I can hear it fine.
Am I too loud?
I just gotta shut up.
This is
Am I too loud?
No.
Okay. All right, guys, the floor is yours. Everybody can hear you now.
it's ringing. At the end
Hello.
is
How are you doing?
Good.
terrific.
Terrific. Oh, that came through pretty clear.
Wow, it was. It did.
See,
Oh, I love you.
Whoa.
Easy.
faith is
Now I need you guys to connect electrically because the sound of the podcast is not coming out into the room. So I need you to connect with these ladies, Angela and Rebecca. Connect with Greg. So if they ask a question, you're able to answer it.
Hi,
segment
guys.
has gone.
I heard my name. Did you hear your name, Rebecca? I heard my name. Connecting with us.
How many are here with me right now?
We're waiting.
Oh, you're waiting.
Job
Two guesses.
2 guesses.
German.
I'll guess 15.
No.
The first time.
Well, you're going to get quiet now?
Times.
The running.
Yeah, you're here to talk? Hi. How are you doing?
Sick.
Somebody's saying here to talk, here to talk, here to talk over and over again. That's what I'm hearing.
Who's here to talk?
Electrical bit, yep. Receiver.
Hi. I'm trying to connect with everyone.
White marked. It's not just how to act.
Hello. Hi.
Are you all excited for being here? Ask them if they're all excited.
And if that's it's a
When I turn this equipment on, it's pretty exciting, huh?
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
They say connected. So.
Yep.
to look at.
So do you ladies have any questions?
Who's the lady with the brunette hair?
The gift is
Do you have any messages you'd like to share with us today?
it's one to one. You're good. Can't help.
I heard somebody say can't help. Can't help with what? I hear my piano.
I I heard the piano too.
That's Wilma.
Hi, Mama. We miss you.
Mama.
That's cool.
Are there any spirits that would like to talk to us?
3. Right after you ask that. Beside me? Feel free to touch me.
If somebody's wanting to talk to me, I can feel them come close. There's a soldier from World War I that gets attached to me right now. Lieutenant, could you come through and speak with me, please? Lieutenant officer.
At some point. Thanks. What?
You say hello?
Traditional.
It's German. That was German.
Very good. Yeah, lunch.
Yeah.
There you go again.
Yeah. That was German. That was his voice. That was the officer saying.
When we get back, I bet.
Yep.
German coming through.
Started showing your.
You kept saying you shot me. Do you remember? Was I your prisoner?
I'll talk.
Said he'll talk and then something about suffering. What's his name again?
I don't know his name yet. I just know that he was captured British prisoner in the Second World, in the First World War, about 1914.
Operations entered.
And he had the
Great,
helmet spoke both German and. How many men did you capture? How many British did you capture under your command?
Let's. All right.
And see.
The next week.
Let's see.
Bring them all in.
Witzig. Oh, he said Witzig is German for 20. It's the German word for 20. Witzig. 20 men?
You got some crazy German on there, for sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Witzig.
There he was again.
He isn't crazy.
But I mean, he's just rattling on like there's other people to talk. Tell him to put his back on and go in the back of the line.
Did you like the painting that I just started, that I just finished actually? What did you think of the painting?
That's exactly why he's here.
I want to thank everybody for coming to see me tonight. I know you came from a great distance, some of you. Everybody is welcome to come in. Bring them on in.
Hoppy, are you here?
I love you.
Oh.
They're like, what?
Happy.
Hey, Madeline.
He says a problem.
I heard Miss Madeline's voice.
Barbara's here.
And there's Luther. Hi, Madeline.
Symbol of gravity.
I think that's Hoppy.
And Avius. There you are.
Luther.
Luther.
Yeah, Luther's got the rougher male voice. Yeah. I don't hear Prime very often through the ink box. Prime, can you say something for me?
Radio live.
Yes, Radio Live. Come on. Prime? There. Oh, there, he's trying to talk. He always has that Prime voice.
Ask Hoppy.
Is Jeffrey there?
Aaron does it again.
I heard yes. I asked Jeffrey there, and I heard yes.
I think I heard I'm next.
Jeffrey,
Take a
Jeffrey
ticket.
was somebody who I knew who passed.
Radio is
You want to talk?
Please make.
Make me. He said, make me. Yeah, Jeffrey, he'll make you.
I just got curious. I have a question. I got a question for you guys. When I first had this on, no one else could hear it. I thought I heard the name Octavia. Octavia, can you say your name, please, if you're here?
Was it a bad?
I know I heard her name. I got it on the EVP recording. So how many are here with us right now?
This guy. My dad.
Your dad? What about your dad?
Oh.
I thought I heard my guide Paul say his name. Paul, are you here? I heard him with male voice say the name Megan.
Megan is the spirit that was attached to me. There was a little girl spirit that was attached to this. The spirit that I encountered when I was a kid. Is this that the person saying you're bringing your father in? Is that, are you her brother? Are you Megan's brother?
I don't know.
Are you Megan's
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it, Luther. I heard it, Avius. Megan, can you come through a little stronger?
Mom.
Hi.
Mom.
Called collapsing.
What's collapsing?
On your
On my what?
I know him.
I love you too.
Hey, what's it?
You see that? You see that, Reggie?
What?
Oh,
See what?
What I sent you, the messenger.
Someone said Ange. He watched somebody said Ange. Like, are you talking to me like Angie?
Lisa says she heard cleavage.
Somebody said
I'm pretty sure I heard collapsing.
collapsing, yeah.
That's right.
I think so.
Megan,
Think
do you have
so?
a message for me, Megan?
I miss you too. Who said I miss you just now?
Greg.
It's the period.
Somebody said Anthony.
And
I'm just happy to hear from you, Megan. I know you're in a beautiful place now.
Did you see what I said, Reggie?
You need me to ask for him?
listen.
You want me to ask for him?
Yeah. I can't hear it from my end. See, he's there.
Greg is asking, where is Hoppy? Can you bring him on over here to say hello?
So, this will be.
Found him?
That sounded a lot better.
You're here? All right. Well, can you say hello? Hello.
See,
Thank you for coming to see me.
I think we're losing something through our end. That's all. And I think, Rebecca, if you have any questions or anything, throw them out.
Okay, does Brianna or Robin Murphy want to communicate?
It's good.
Do they share the same last name?
No, Brianna had a different name.
It is.
Brianna was Brianna Beam.
Okay.
I need my Star family to do me a favor. And bring forward Brianna Beam.
Partially, guys.
Brianna Beam.
It's a. Has been God.
Brianna Beam.
Okay.
Mayday.
Hello?
It's the word for now.
Brianna Beam, if you're here, can you say your first name, please?
Sure.
And your the other name, Rebecca?
Oh, Robin Murphy.
30.
I need a Robin Murphy as well.
Robin Francis Murphy.
Helper.
Good catch.
Brianna Beam and Robin Murphy. Yeah, bring them on in, Avius. I need Brianna Beam and Robin Murphy.
That things. And back over. Oh, I. They hit one.
Were you able to bring them in? That was Rebecca that asked for you. Is this Brianna or Robin? Can you say your first name so that I know it's you?
Man. The Big 12 at Point Beach. He will meet conference. What can we have you?
Brianna Beam?
Owns. Yeah. Wait. Our bomb is coming.
Who's screaming?
It's not with no already script
Who's Lisa?
story. This deal. It won't. Nothing.
I believe there's somebody here trying to talk.
Yeah, there is.
And I mean, but it's just like having the other one on. The replay is going to be needed.
Bring him up front, Reggie.
Be dead.
Him bring him
We'll
up
be
front.
dead. Did you hear that? We'll be dead. I heard it say we'll be dead.
Hi. What was the date that happened?
You know, wait. You wait.
The news clean
Honey, what's your name?
Motion.
I can hear you. Trying to verify that it's who we're talking to.
You grow.
Can't you bring her to the front of the room?
They're all in the front and the back. That's how energy works. They're always nearby and far away.
Use your guys to bring her up front.
Hi, how are you? I heard you say that. I heard you say, hey, sweetie. I love you.
Brianna, did you hear that?
Finish her. Of course, I use Mr.
I miss you too.
What's with there?
Dwight.
Dwight?
You don't say
Chelsea?
Take a mirror.
perfect.
Try to dare.
So Chelsea came through and a Dwight came through?
Dad,
Hi.
Doctor.
James and Scott.
Who else is here?
Over him.
all about
It's German again. It sounds like German again. Hey, Hessen Sea officer. Den Hessen Sea officer. What's his name?
That when the average shepherd just include
Which is proton thing. No. Time by one cell phone swap. Precious.
Precious.
Molecular mount.
There, you're Lisa.
Yeah, when you date it, you're right. And they're posted. Limited.
So much.
So much.
Barbara wants to know if Dorothy has arrived.
He's way cleaner.
She meant Doris.
Right.
You're there.
She typed that in at the bottom. Is there a Doris here?
Right, no. After 44.
You want to own
This
I know you guys traveled a great distance. Can you tell me where you traveled from?
about
and I could
Zach. The
Like that.
What dimension?
that dog.
yes. Fit the
Debates we have. One last.
Wade's here.
Oh, yeah.
Wade.
I hear you talking.
What's Dwayne or Dwight? Dwight?
Dwight, can you give me your last name?
one.
Leah. Yeah. Yes, sort of.
Dwight, is this you? Is this a picture I'm holding?
And
Is this person missing and we need to know where he is? Is this you? Are you Dwight? Is this your picture?
he protects.
Available.
Dwight, is that your picture?
They get everything.
He did everything. Why do I feel like this is you? So there was a group of people involved in your disappearance?
Can you tell me what, Dwight, can you tell me your last name, please?
Back to quiet. We'll put in Steelers
I said Silver.
and a wash.
Was that his last name?
I don't know. When he gives us a photo for the psychic session ahead of time, he doesn't give us a name or anything about her. We're just supposed to give her psychic impression. Well, if he's the wife and the fellow connected with him, that was the photos.
Who was he?
It makes me wonder if there was more than one person involved.
They said that on here,
Yeah,
that it was more than one person.
there was more than one person.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard him.
Were these men, other men? Because I get the impression like other men were involved in your disappearance that they took you.
Yeah, somebody was.
Dwight, can you give me your last name again?
Oh, he's big red. This is Andre the Stay.
Dwight, I see a car pulled up behind your car at a gas station. Is that what
Trying
happened?
to keep.
Did a car pull up behind you when you were at a gas station getting gas?
Dwight? What kind of car was it?
Is announcing.
You got me. he said.
Enemy is
Thought he said an Audi.
some pants.
Maybe.
Okay. Was it on security camera? Did they? Uh-huh.
They were behind you?
Pretty quick, but third person
Third person?
services is no.
You don't know?
Some guy.
But you're
Did they ever say why?
in your
I
way.
dropping her stick.
It's because oh,
It's right.
better.
Did you know
What
any
was
of the men who kidnapped you or who took you?
This next year.
What was that about dropping? Hi, how are you?
A secret, he said. A secret.
What was that about dropping stickers?
Thought he said 60.
Idea.
Your Melanie? Or Melody?
Josh and drink.
Let the break.
Was out of this last one.
Yank. Time.
Rock.
Talk to the Lord. Is that what you just said? Hi.
So, any reason? Yeah.
Did you say I'm hoppy?
Anyways. Let's go.
Robin Murphy.
That's you.
Did you ever come forward, honey?
511.
Vehicles.
Nothing.
Just harder.
So was she
It's
taking?
harder.
Let's see.
13, you're here to talk.
28.
28. Robin Murphy.
One more thing.
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you say your first name for me?
Today?
For the 10. Week from 4.
Robin, Francis Murphy,
Omega.
is there any clues you would like to give us, or any messages you'd like to share with us?
Pick up.
All right, guys. Hi.
We are simply.
You guys ready?
I am.
Set, go.
What you
Good night.
do? Three.
1. Bye.
Hi. Can you hear me? You able to talk through this? I figure you can come through clearer through this one. Hi.
That sounds like the white again. This you?
Dwight, is your picture on the screen? Hi. How many are here with me right now?
Yeah, sure.
Hi. I'm gonna have to rewire this whole desk. How many are here with me? Hi. Hi. Is Brianna and Robin here? They left. Well, tell them to come back.
Also, Dwight, if you want to come in too, we're looking for you too.
I heard Dwight's name also. Brianna? Hello? Hi. Who just said hello?
Gruber? You said Gruber.
Goober? Gruber.
Gruber, like Gruber, like a German name, Gruber.
Grover? I would kick that out of the German language. Hi, Goober. Matt Barron's here. Good to see you, Matt.
So how many are here with us right now that can speak through this device for me?
Hey, Charles.
I probably threw you guys off a bit, didn't I? From going from one device to the other.
They did. Like they just cut the cord.
Dwight, can you come through? You were doing really good earlier. You told us there was an Audi and there was a third guy you didn't know.
I don't know why he wouldn't pick this up, but
Why?
they get a little picky.
It sounds like him.
Did you just say why?
Because Rebecca's an hour ahead of us, so it's 9:30 by her already. She's probably ready to go night night. No?
Yeah, we could just go to the paranormal investigator.
Hi, Matt. Hi, girls.
Hi.
You okay?
What was that?
I just gotta
You better get that when you record it.
Hi.
Reggie's panel there, Rebecca, looks like the cockpit of a 747. You got somebody
Where are you, Dwight? Hold on. Where are you, Dwight? What did you say?
I just had the same voice go through both devices.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Sure. Is that it?
You're here?
Yeah. You finally came.
Luther, I think you're coming through both devices, buddy.
So,
Hi.
so,
Oh. What's your name?
Austin Service.
Hi.
We don't have
Is everybody still here?
Angela, see the question from Charles on there in the comments. Who are we communicating with tonight?
he said still.
No, we're trying to communicate with anybody. I tried to reach out to see if Jeffrey's here. Jeffrey can tell me about Michael.
And then we had two
White,
people
are you
from,
there?
and we had two people from Rebecca too.
The White, he's a missing person. I'm trying to find. Like, we probably heard him come through really clear and he said he was the third person involved. It's an Audi pulled up behind him. Doesn't know who the third guy was. So there's probably something the third guy doesn't know.
And Chloe.
So White, can you tell me more? Do you know, did they, where did they take you? When they took you in the car, where did they take you?
He's in prison.
Where? Dwight?
Do you know where they took you?
How about Rebecca's?
Is Robin and Brianna here yet? Are they back again?
Keep it like. And
Said and done? You said said and done?
I love you. Hi. Hi. I heard you say hello. I love you. Hi. I love you too. What do you mean?
Jeffrey, come through
Hi.
and tell me about Michael. Come on. Everybody knows
Jeffrey! Jeffrey!
Hi.
and Campbell.
We're treated that.
Hi.
Tom. Stop calling attention.
Right, I just
13.
hair on my head, butt stop. You taking care
I love you too. You're very welcome.
There's a lot to read.
There's a lot. Hi.
Those hard
9. Hi. I hear you're both devices. You guys are talking to both of them. Yeah, you have to sometimes, don't you?
it's continued.
You appreciate the talk? Oh, I love you. Did Brianna come back?
Tell you.
Brianna, it's your friend communicating.
Brianna's here?
of Michael too.
Brianna?
That ginger rifle.
Hi.
Voices.
Is Robin here as well? What was that, Luther? Yeah, you're all here talking. Hi. Hi.
What's up?
How are you doing? I love you. I can hear you talk.
That's what it is.
Coin fishes.
Anybody know anything
Secure
about
your-
I love you.
No, it's like that.
How many are there with me right now?
Right now.
Right now, how many? I love you.
What's up?
It's to be.
What is
Hi. I want to thank everybody for coming to see me. Whatever you said that I don't hear in real time, I'll be able to hear it on the playback of the recording. I know you came a long distance.
That's right. Easy look.
You tried, huh? Murphy?
I wasn't even
Hi.
what painted look.
Is this Robin?
What's the name? What's the name?
Just getting was
Sit down.
Who's on a boat?
The first daughter. Anybody know where Gail is? You can generate 7. Barbara made a comment.
And I like everything.
just
When I play this back later, I'll be able to hear you more clearly. I'll be able to slow it down a bit. Okay? I get quiet sometimes, that way I give you guys an opportunity to speak about anything that you want to talk about, or any messages, or any information. And I'll hear it later if I don't hear it now, okay? How many came forward to give me messages? Quite a few. A lot. I'm getting ready to turn everything off, okay? Here in just a minute, okay? But I'll hear the playback.
What's up, guys? I think that's radio.
Okay. I love you.
And thank you, Officer Gruber, for giving me your name. Donka. Donka, thank you.
Patriots or the first.
I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Okay?
Sus, Officer Gruber. Goodbye.
Then
I love you.
advising that
Miss Pata,
Hey,
we see you later in German. So
Okay. Sorry, I was zoning in, and that's why I took my glasses, the headset off, and. Am I entirely too loud when I talk?
no,
No.
but we did get quite a bit accomplished, and we heard from Brianna, so we know that she's connected. We heard. I don't know if did we hear Robin's name. I think we mainly heard from Brianna.
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah, and then Dwight
Yeah.
made himself loud and clear. And that's probably him in that photo. He's talking about an Audi pulled up behind him, and the third guy was involved. You didn't recognize who it was. The German officer came through,
That was
and
pretty
then
cool.
they asked him in German, "What are you called?" And then he came through quite a bit later and said Gruber. So that's a common surname, fairly common surname in Germans, Austrian German particularly. So I think his name is Gruber, Officer Gruber.
go
Got
Bird.
that accomplished.
Hmm.
I heard from Jeffrey. He said, "Make me talk," and then he mentioned Michael. So this is validation for me that he's actually doing what he says he's doing. He's bringing Michael in, and
You know,
then you had your
there's a lot
guy
of
coming loud and clear, and then Hoppy came through loud and clear, and Prime came through loud and clear.
the only thing is that, you know, just so that we get a little clarification for everybody that's watching, there's different interpretations on how to handle the room.
Mhm.
We all have our own little way of doing it, and when they were in the back and they weren't coming forward, that's the only reason I said that, because then you could go ahead and have them escorted to front, and that's why you have your techs, you know, and operators. You can go ahead and you can get them to be brought forward more. And Reggie, you do a great job yourself without even using anybody else. So they know you. But for anybody else that would try that, you know, they would have to go ahead and have somewhat of a format to go ahead and be able to
And
pull it off.
The way I don't know what I said exactly when I said they're in the front and the back at the same time. But when I think of bringing them forward, if they're already here, you can't really bring somebody forward that's not in body.
The point that I'm making though
And
is there's people that are preventing, there's
Right.
spirit that are preventing those other people from talking.
Right. You want to encourage
Well,
them to step aside. Let them
That's my interpretation.
Well, if there's spirit around here that's preventing other spirit from talking,
They bring out
Their
the
ass-
shotgun.
their asses are out of here.
You know where I was going with it. And
Oh, I know.
That's just for the people that are watching. Because
Yeah.
if people want to do their own sessions, they're going to have to figure out how to go ahead and work a room.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and 9 times out of 10, if it were a spirit that were trying to stop other spirits from talking, here that spirit would be talking.
Well, you pick it up. You pick it up on investigations. You pick it up in all that type of scenario. You pick it up when you do haunted locations too, besides investigations, where there's people that actually, or spirit that actually prevents the person that you're trying to contact from actually going ahead and getting through.
Mm.
You know, they don't want them to talk. They don't want them to get the spotlight, in other words.
Oh.
And, you know, with us, it's more or less everybody has the spotlight. That's what I'm interpreting you saying, which is which is the right approach. But to these other ones, though, you're dealing with some of them and that haven't really crossed even. So, you know, they're controlling that area there. They're not allowing anybody else to go ahead and come forward.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many times I've heard Andrea and Madeline, mainly Andrea, because she's the one that you don't mess with.
Yeah.
She's the one that's like, would you step outside, please? And she'll come across so clearly. She even she's the one on my Ghostbusters recording that said, "Don't fear, get off." she doesn't mess around.
Her name is Sister Mary Rasputin.
Yeah.
Just 'cause
But she's an Andromedan. She's an Andromedan star.
That wasn't a Catholic joke either, people. Don't take that wrong. I don't want
But the two spirits are going like, oh geez. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just.
But I got. Oh, go ahead.
We got Wednesday, tomorrow night. We have Metaphysical Crossing, and that's both of the shows are still on Shadow Hour, Shadow Hunters this week. And then hopefully by the end of this week, I'll be on this network and also be on Supernatural Links.
I'll be on Grizzlies on the Hunt again this Friday, trying to find this missing person that I was just asking about, that I put the photo for him up on the screen. Let's a group of psychics there and try to locate him. And what the idea is that there would be officers, police investigators that normally don't want to the other people to know that they're consulting psychics. They can listen to the podcast and get what they need, hopefully to find this person and solve his case. And that will be, I believe that, let's see what time that's actually going to be when that will begin. So that podcast, you'd have to just type it in, Grizzlies on the Hunt, Paranormal Podcast. And it looks like that will be at 6. Take a look here. Let's see what time. This is for 6:15 p.m. this Friday, Eastern Time.
How was Reverend Sean the other night?
Fantastic. Really, really great. We had a lot to talk about, and we actually went into different subject matter, like do storms affect paranormal activity, and we talked about quite a few different things, very similar things about spirits that we discussed here. And it was great. It was a great show. You really have to go back and watch it. And we talked also about binding, that some of us do have to do binding sometimes with dark spirits that are just not listening or stubborn or whatever, and they're aggressive, and you have no choice but to bind those spirits. And
as long as you brought up binding, did you see that Greg and Dana Newkirk have a new one that's coming out this month, towards the end of this month? That's called The Unbinding.
No.
And it's actually taken over after Hellier.
Oh wow! And then, Sean still has. There's a few episodes of the Legion of Extraordinary Exorcists that's his show. I think there's just a few episodes, and it's on the Travel Channel. If you get streaming, and the Legion of Exorcists.
I've still never seen that.
It's
Greg.
really, really good. It's really good.
Like I haven't watched Hellier either.
Well, you're back in the 19th century, my friend. Rebecca, is there anything you'd like to mention of anything that you do that you want to put out there in front of the audience?
I have a YouTube channel you guys can watch, and it is Paranormal Investigator Rebecca. I'm the blonde chick. Yes, I have a picture of back when I was blonde. I have a team in Connecticut. If you're nearby Connecticut,
Rebecca, you might have a hand over your microphone. You're muffled a little bit.
Oh, I don't know.
There you go.
Now you're clear.
Now it's perfect. Go ahead and repeat that.
What you just said.
We're doing some lip reading again tonight, okay? Yeah, I have a team in Connecticut. We're called the Connecticut Paranormal and Psychic Investigators Response Team. And I don't know, I'm just kind of going with it day to day, whatever happens and whatever I do.
And your YouTube channel again?
Paranormal Investigator Rebecca.
Do you have a secret code to get on there? 3 knocks and 2 dashes. No, I'm just fooling around with you.
I was gonna say,
He's joking.
I think he's joking with me, but I'm just gonna
It's been
knock
great.
3 times.
Yeah, yes,
Hi, Carol
exactly.
Garcia just came in. Carol Garcia. Hi,
Carol's here.
Carol. Hi, Carol.
That's
Good
girl.
to see you, Carol.
Carol, did you just come in, Carol?
Yes, she did.
Like literally just came in?
Yep.
Oh man.
At the end
You
of the
know, that's our favorite lady that likes the ITC. And we just did about an hour or an hour and a half worth of it. We were on there for quite a while, an hour at least.
I want to know how she's feeling. How are you feeling, Carol? That's the important part. And Anthony's back. He says,
Hey,
"Hey,
Anthony."
paranormal people." Oh, her daughter was there. That's why she wasn't on.
Oh.
But she's out from New Jersey too, Carol Garcia. That would be
Carol says
Somebody-
she's doing great.
good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm still trying to get a hold of you, Carol. Depends on how my time goes. Busy,
See
busy.
here.
Now I got all these grandkids
You're
running
on
around the
TikTok,
house.
Anthony? You're on
Yeah.
TikTok?
Anthony's on TikTok.
Were you dancing?
He's got all these girls. He's got all these girls on his
Oh,
show and everything.
I'm trying to do better, Carol. I'm still, my face is still swelled up really bad. I look like an angry baby without this makeup because my face is swelled up so bad. But
She was. You were okay last
You still look
night.
very nice.
thank you.
I think you look very nice.
Thank you.
Angela
Thank you for the
was
miracle of makeup.
Angela was on without any makeup last night. She looked okay. She looked like a different person, but she looked okay. Her eyes, Angela has really big eyes. And last night, her eyes were like 2 little pea holes in the snow.
Yeah. They swelled up so bad. Even my tongue swelled up.
That's a bad description. I'm sorry.
Did you get some kind of antibiotic?
I'm actually on a corticosteroid right now because I had, I believe somebody was burning poison sumac and poison ivy and different weeds together, and I probably inhaled it. And
Oh, geez.
I went by on my bicycle, and then so I went all over my face. My face swelled up, my eyes swelled shut, my throat started to close up. It's all over my upper body. I went to the urgent care. They were going to send me to the emergency room and do an epi on me.
Really?
Well, it's
But,
because they probably didn't think you could breathe.
Yeah, they were, but
If you
they
were
did the
inhaling all that.
The oxygen saturation was fine, and I took a Zyrtec, and it was just enough that I was okay. I didn't need that. So they just said, make sure you get plenty of steroids and hydrocortisone and rest up. Don't do any strenuous exercise, but it's going to be I think I have to be on the steroid for like 3 weeks or something
Yeah.
And then I wake up, my eyes are swelled shut, and I had to take the day off because my face swelled up so bad I couldn't talk and I could barely eat. It felt like my face was going to split open.
You should have been in the hospital.
Definitely.
That's nothing to screw around with, really.
Yeah. No,
If it gets that bad, you're about that far away. You don't want to be that.
no. Oh no.
Well, we want to shut her down, Reggie. Say goodnight to everybody. It's after 9.
We can, but remember my Tuesday show.
Oh,
I don't have anybody following me, so I could go as long as I want to. We have a little marathon here.
You can go as long as you want to.
Yeah, we could just go as long as we want to. I'm looking up yours, Rebecca. What's the YouTube again?
Paranormal investigator Rebecca. I was blonde in it.
You were what?
I had blonde hair then for the photo, like, you know.
Okay.
Oh, I found you. Okay. Trying to add it to comments.
Put it at the bottom so everybody can go ahead and look her up. If they're out there by her, maybe they're looking for a team or something. Are you looking for any members now?
Yes. I'm always looking for members that would, you know, show dedication and want to come.
And then
Did I do it?
comments, so.
Either psychic or people that have a, you know, real
Yeah, I
passion
pulled-
for it, take it seriously.
I posted a link to your page in the comments on there. Do you see it, Greg?
I see it in there. Anthony says he's scared of our new members.
Of new members. Not his new members. Our just new members.
It's just a
And then-
of new members, yeah. New members.
And then I've got mine in there as well.
Allergies.
And then Anthony Hamblin is just doing a live paranormal. I can't see this because of my
Filming on Facebook on Wednesday night.
10:30 British time. Called Haunted
I don't see
Paranormal
the
Bless you. Bless you.
Spirits Events. And I'm in a group called Supernatural Hunters of Ohio. And we're going to do the Bill Manor in Fremont, Ohio.
Fremont.
Fremont, Ohio, and that's going to be next week. So we'll do a private investigation there, and that should be very interesting. We're meeting about it this Sunday. We'll have a meeting about it. I'm looking forward to investigating. I haven't done it in a while, so I like doing it. I love being able to come back with a painting or something from that location.
That's awesome.
There.
I'm with Shadow Hunters, Paranormal Investigations and Events, and I used to be with the Ghost Research Society with Mr. Dale Kazmarek, but I'm no longer with them. And I do this, and I have 2 podcasts, and then I do Reggie's, and then we do another one on Thursday night. Perfectly Normal Paranormal Communication.
I
So
do.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 4 shows.
Wow. Yeah. You're busy, Greg. I can't keep up with you. I do. And then I do on the Anchorage Mansion in Marietta once a month. I do readings and portraits there where you sit down. I do a reading with you. Give you about 15-20 minutes to do a psychic portrait. I'm going there the 12th, August 12th at the Anchorage Mansion in Marietta. But as soon as I'm there, if you want to sign up for the September one, when I go in September, make sure you're right there on the 12th on their website, hiddenmarietta.com, to sign up. You have to sign up ahead of time for me and there, and it fills up usually within 4 hours. All the spaces are filled up, and there's a psychic fair will be going on in Claresville, Ohio, as well. And I'll put an announcement on my Facebook page.
I'm gonna do another live garlic clove eating.
I can't wait for
Facebook
this.
because the other ones got screwed up from up in the North Woods. So there's half and half. And I have my grandson film it for me. So this one will be probably tomorrow afternoon, because I want Anthony to go ahead and see what it takes to go ahead and eat a clove of garlic. And they're individual cloves, Anthony. They're not. And now I smell a vampire won't even come near me now.
You can't be faint of heart because you see a grown man cry every time he does this video.
No, I don't cry. I had the last year I had the hiccups. It was that bad. It was that hot, so it got me. But this year, the one I had to eat 2 of them, and we never got the whole thing done. We were down in the boat, and it was like I was going ahead, and he was filming me, and I ate half of it, and he lost the signal.
Yep. Now, and we were going around the room, but basically, I'm the crew of my own apartment. That's basically my whole team is whoever's in this apartment with me.
Right.
I work too many hours at the job, and so I don't ever get to go nowhere. But
Where I live, there's haunted woods too. And Anthony Hamble was talking about haunted woods. So right behind me, Anthony, I live inside of a state park here in the States in Ohio. I live inside Salt Fork State Park. Now, before it was, the state bought it up as parkland, it was farmland before. So back behind me on the state property was former homesteads. And we've seen apparitions. Other people have seen apparitions. They hear voices. They hear conversation. In fact, I had an uncle that was hunting in a tree stand. So keep in mind, he's in a tree stand. He's about 30 feet off the ground. And here was people next to his ears talking, having a conversation in the air. I've had phantom smells. There's, people have seen an apparition of a family out there. My mother's seen an apparition of a family having dinner.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of the woods and at a table, seated at a table and everything. And it was just, he said it was like a photograph, and they would change positions slightly every once in a while, and she'd blink and they'd still be there. I saw a shadow person out there leaning against a tree, and the shadow person, he was dressed like a hunter would have dressed in the from the 1940s and 60s. He would have the heavy jeans, the hat with the ear flaps, heavy coat, leaning against a tree, and he was old brown. And I paced it off. He was only 25 yards from me. I should have been able to see every detail of his face, but he had no face. It was just flat, where a face should have been. He walked behind a tree. There was no sound when he walked, and he never reemerged from the other side of the tree. So I went up to the tree where he was leaning against. I tried to stand behind it, and the tree, I couldn't stand behind the tree. The tree was only this wide, and he disappeared behind it. And near where all this was is a homestead, and you could see a pipe stick in the ground. We actually found a frame of a brass bed out in the middle of the woods. So there's another house nearby too called the Bell House. That the wife that was her first house when she got married back in the 50s, and she passed away, I believe, in a nursing home when she was over 100 years old. But that was her house, and her old house is behind us, abandoned in the woods. It has a cellar and a well, and I've seen orbs over there.
I haven't heard anything, Carol, but I've actually 2 of the last 3 days I put 27 hours in at work, so I haven't had a chance to really go over all the recordings.
It's only 9
and whatnot.
hours a day, Reggie.
No, 27 hours, 15 on Saturday and 12 yesterday.
Oh, Anthony, that's cool. He said he saw a spirit of an old woman walking with a walking stick, and she looked like an old witch.
And Anthony Sabalos, look at your messages.
He is the wraith god of the forest.
Yes, he is. So where was this, Anthony? Was this in the forest? Was this when you saw this elderly lady with a walking stick?
The big one. His forest. It's the one you don't want to go in.
No, this is a different Anthony, Greg.
Anthony Hamblin.
Oh. I was going to say he should get a hold of our Anthony.
Yeah, which woods was it? Which wood? I was going to ask Anthony, which patch of woods were you in when you saw that? Was it in a park? Was it whereabouts where you live? Did you see this? Because I'm in Salt Fork State Park. There's another park called Brush Creek. There's Burr Oak Parks. There's parks everywhere. Do you have a name of a park where you went? Anthony Hamplin, what was the name of the park or the forest, or was it on private property? Was it on a farm? Where was this?
Deep woods and forest. Sounds like there's a lot of different ones that he does.
Yeah. Now, if you knew, I'd kind of like to know which area you saw it in, because I did see in England there was a place, where, a place of execution that was put up. There was a marker for it, and when people went up to where this person was executed, they would experience being touched and see apparitions and things like that. But then it was located right in the middle of the woods. But they did put a marker out there so people would know where this execution spot was.
Okay. Ready, Freddie?
Charles Rudd, I'd like to hear more about that. You live in Texas, a state park in Texas, in many spirits. I would love to hear about that.
Oh yeah.
I got to go see a man about a horse.
Oh geez.
So
Well, hey, I was gonna say. Go ahead.
I was going Carol's saying I was seeing a location in Hackensack, New Jersey, but I was physically in St. Augustine, Florida, and it made me feel sick to my stomach. So you were remote viewing in Hackensack,
Yeah,
and then you got a bad feeling about it.
from St. Augustine.
Well, everybody here in the podcast, Rebecca, Angela, Greg, feel free to stay backstage.
Mhm.
We're gonna go ahead and end the show. I noticed there's also another. I don't have anybody following me on Paralinks, but I noticed a 9:00 show had started on Parapost, so
Uh-oh.
I'll go ahead and let them have the, there really isn't any timeline on that one, but I'm going to go ahead and end the
Good night,
show.
everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh yeah, we love you all.
Thank you, Rebecca, for being on. Angela, thank you too.
Well, thanks for having me.
Oh yeah.
It's been a blast. Hopefully we'll see you soon, both of you guys.
See ya.
Stick around. I'm going to pull us out of here and then bring us back in once the live is ended. And you'll see
All
the
right.
word ended. Okay.
I'll be
Love
back
you all
tomorrow.
with all my heart.